Welcome to the program, Stu. How are you?
Welcome back, Glenn.
Thank you.
Back from D.C.
Interesting week.
I bet it was.
Interesting week.
Yeah.
Learned an awful lot. I got to go up there at least every quarter. There is so much going on. It is moving so fast, and you get a completely different perspective when you're actually there talking to the people that are moving the pieces. And I had a lot of conversations that I can't divulge on the air. I can't say. Unfortunately, I was with the president yesterday, and it was absolutely incredible. And the thing I was most excited to share was his heart. It was amazing. Did the interview, went into the Oval Office, and he left me alone with my wife in the Oval Office for like 5 minutes. Now he was lucky I didn't go through the drawers. I look at the side. Where's that little hidden puzzle piece that I saw in National Art? I mean, he left us alone for 5 minutes. Nobody's left alone in the Oval for 5 minutes. And he walks in 5 minutes later, and Tanya was so uncomfortable. She's like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to, what do I do? And I'm like, they said, make yourself comfortable. So have a seat wherever you want. Probably not behind the desk, but have a seat. And so we just go around, and I was alone with the Declaration of Independence. I mean, it was incredible in the Oval Office. And he walks in, and he said,
Any part of you think, maybe I just kind of put this, fold it up, put it in my pocket, maybe nobody notices?
No.
None of that?
No.
None of that? Yeah, darn it.
But this is the second time I've been in the Oval Office. The first time you're a little overwhelmed. The first time you're just like, because it's a magical place. It really is a magical place. And so he said, he walks in, he's like, nobody said that. And I said, I'm well aware of that.
He said, nobody what?
Nobody sits in here without the president or without, somebody else.
Right. Yeah.
And
I gotta imagine that's really rare.
I said, I'm aware of that. And he said, but I knew you'd want to look at everything. So I thought you'd be more comfortable if you were here by yourself. And I'm like, oh, it was fantastic. So we sit down, we talk, we go do the interview. And while we were talking in the Oval, we were conversing about a few things, and he said, and Abraham Lincoln came up. We were talking about, he is well-versed on the presidents. He is becoming a historian. He really is. He's really done his homework. And he said, you a fan of Abraham Lincoln? And I said, yeah. And he said, ever been to the Lincoln bedroom? And I said, no. Want to go? And I'm like, wait, of course I do. Yes. Let's do this interview. So we do the interview, and I'm told he only has 40 minutes. Now, we've just eaten 10. And so we do the interview, and his aides are cutting us off. And I'm like, I got at least 10 more minutes of questions. And so we're getting cut off. And as we stop, his aide says, sir, the National Security Council is waiting for you. And he says, right. I'm going to take them to the Lincoln bedroom first. And they're like, the Security Council is meeting right now. They're waiting for you. And he said, let him wait. I'm going to take him up to the... So he takes us the longest way possible. He takes us through the entire White House, room by room, shows us all of the meanings behind things, all of the amazing things that, like, nobody knows about the White House. Takes us to the basement, which is not really the basement. It's the actual first floor where all of the guests come in and they come up the grand staircase and everything else. But it's the basement. And he's walking through and he's showing me a troll. First of all, he goes, I got to show you these paintings. I just see this painting of Laura Bush and Hillary Clinton up on the wall. He said, I walk by him every day. And I'm like, it's just not right. And he said, and then I got this painting of me. And it's, me, the flag face, looking really kind of tough. And he said, I thought I'd put him between the two. And it had just gone viral. Okay. He had just released a picture of it. It had just gone viral. It was a troll. The guy is just trolling. And he's like, yeah, don't you love it? I just think this works. This trio really works. And I said, can I get a snap of that with you? So we take this picture, the two of us, on the ground floor of the White House with this. This is the tour goes by this every day. Okay. And all of a sudden this thing goes viral and the memes start to be made. But JD Vance, in the pictures, people just started changing all the pictures behind us. So this is a meme before, going off, before we finish. And then he takes us upstairs, takes us through all these things. And the aides keep gathering. There's like 20 of them now following us. And I keep hearing, "Sir, the National Security Council is waiting." He's like, I know. And so we get up to the executive residence. And the reason why he had to do this tour is because you're not allowed in the residence and you're not allowed into the Lincoln bedroom without the President of the United States. It's the only one that can do it. You can't. Melania couldn't come down and do the tour. It has to be the president. And so he's like, "I'm sorry." He's telling them, "I'm sorry, but rules are rules." And so he takes us up into the Lincoln bedroom. It was the most incredible thing it's like, it's a time capsule. It's really his bed, which is about 6 inches longer than like the big king size bed. It might have been longer than a California queen. It was very narrow. It was like, obviously, he's not like Hugh Hefner. It's just a very narrow bed, but very, very long. The mirror on one end was extended to, for somebody who's like, 6'9", I think. Barron could use that mirror. And then on the other side of the room is a writing desk. And it on this one table were all these things about his son, Lincoln's son, who had died. And this really eerie picture of Lincoln, this painting. And the president said that was his favorite painting of himself. And it was spooky almost. And I couldn't take a picture. You're not allowed to take any photos in the Lincoln bedroom. And I was so bummed because I couldn't wait to show them to you. But there's a writing desk, and on it is the Gettysburg Address, one of 4 of the Gettysburg Addresses, because Lincoln was at the Gettysburg and said, "Mr. President, that was a great speech. Do you have a copy of it?" And he said, "Sure." And he hands him the speech. And he says, "Here, take it." There's a New York reporter, takes it, types it up, and then throws it away. So during the war, Lincoln writes 4 copies of the Gettysburg Address. In the 4 copies, only 2 of them say, "This nation under God." 2 of them don't say that, and we don't know why. But the one there says, "This nation under God." So it's just almost like a spiritual thing. We come down and we're ending the tour, and I said, "I have to ask you." I said, "I know you're Donald J. Trump, but now what do you think I'm going to ask?" Because he cuts me off there and starts to answer. And I was amazed that he knew what I was even going to ask. "What do you think I'm asking?" "I know you're Donald J. Trump, but."
It could be anything, obviously.
He said, "Every day." And that's the right answer, but I still didn't know if he knew what I was talking about. And I said, "Every day?" And he said, "Every day, Glenn. I wake up every day and I say to myself, I can't believe I'm in this house." He's still humble about it. He still, he respects that place. A lot of well, he didn't tell me this, so I don't think I signed anything about that. No, he didn't tell me this. So the word is that Hillary stole a lot of the glass doorknobs at the White House. Okay, that's the word. Don't know if it's true, but stole a lot of them. He came in and he redid all of the doorknobs, and they are beautiful. This guy has put serious money into the White House, and he's never going to get any credit. And the rumor was on those doorknobs that they were going to take them out. I don't know if they did on Biden, but they don't want any of the Trump stuff in there, and took out the doorknobs. But he's poured a ton of money upgrading that house, and he'll never get credit for it, but he deserves it.